Hi, Sandra here. Welcome to Create in Spain. Have you ever tried to make a window card and put a frame on it and found it really hard to line up the frames? Because if you have, I have a little trick to show you. I have a card here which has just a simple round window, and what I want to do is I want to take some frames and I want to put one on the outside there. I want to put another one over this circle here. That's just a circle which I've drawn that shows where the position is roughly. But I want to put another one there with a piece of plastic behind it because I want to make that into a little mini shaker. And I'll probably want to put another one on there, but it's going to be really hard because my frame has got all these edges to it. It's going to be really hard to line up if I don't use a little trick or two. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to make sure my card doesn't move by putting a little bit of painter's tape just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to get the window that has the plastic on, and I've just glued that on already. And I'm going to make sure it's the correct way up, first of all. And what I'm going to do is just put it basically over the window like that. Take a longer piece of painter's tape and stick it. Now you notice I've got a mat here, so I've got a nice surface for things to stick to. But I just stuck that on top of the plastic. Going to look at it from the other side of the card now and line it up to get it where I want it to be. And what I'm going to do is make sure that painter's tape there is holding the card where it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to press over the painter's tape, and that will put it directly where that needs to go. And I can check quite nicely that it's in the right place. But now I'm going to stick that painter's tape down to my mat, and I'm going to peel this back, because what I'm now going to do is put my glue on here. And the glue that I'm using is just a varnish, as it happens. It is not a special glue, it is an acrylic varnish, but I found that it works really, really well as a glue, and it comes out nicely out of one of these fine tip bottles. Right, now again, making sure that my card hasn't moved, I can take this little frame here and just put the tape flat and stick it down, except for I haven't put my bits in, so I don't want to stick it just yet, do I? Hold on, just a little bit of bits. Luckily I know where to find them. Okay, I just got a couple of stars. Okay, maybe more than a couple, but a few little stars in here. There we go. And now I'm going to flip my frame back over and stick it down. There we go. So that is how I can do that. Now I obviously need to line this one up. So what I can do is peel my tape off of there. At least I could. Drat. My painter's tape is a little bit too sticky, and it's gone and wrecked it for me. That's a pain. I will fix that later. I will heat emboss it or something and it'll be fine. Normally you do this with a tape that isn't that sticky, and this one normally is pretty good, but it must be because it's humid at the moment and it's just stickier than normal. So what I would do is put my frame over the top so that it lines up. Put my tape back over, okay, lift my frame out of the way again, close the card, make sure it's in the correct place, and then I can put the glue on there and put that one over. Now I've just shifted it out of the way, but there we go. Such is life. I'll line it back up again. As I've said before, when people make videos, quite often things don't go quite according to plan straight away. And I'm going to turn that tape round because it obviously had a little bit of damage from the paper that had been lifted. Right, so here we go. Take this one up, move it out of the way, going to put the glue on, which is always a good idea if you want to stick. There we go. You don't have to use very much glue. People make a mistake of using too much glue and then everything slides around and won't stay in place. Okay, card closed, lift and flip down and press down well. And I'm going to see if I can remove this tape this time without taking the card with it. Yeah, I did it that time. There we go. So now we have the windows precisely lined up with their frame. It's a pity that got damaged, but if I stick some embossing on there, it's not going to show. So I'll do that. I'm not going to waste a card just because a little bit of paper ripped up. The thought of it. So that's how you can do that very easily and not have a problem. And in the case of this one, you can simply do the normal gluing process because you already have a frame in place on the other side. Oops, a bit too much glue just there, but never mind. Hopefully it won't squish out. And pick that up. And if you're sensible, you'll probably use a pair of tweezers, but I got reasonable nails, so I can get away with it. And line it up again and press. And then we have it the same through every layer. Okay, hope you found that useful. Take care now. Bye bye.